What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another game analysis. Now, this game ended 0-0 away at Chattanooga, who are the #1 team in our league this year. They're a very, very good team, so we were super excited to come out of there with a draw. Obviously, wish we would have won, but let's hop straight into the analysis. So I will press play, and we are in white. I am playing number 17 at the bottom of your screen, playing left wing in a 4-3-3. So just to help with some defensive duties there with the other left back as well, the number 2. So we're going from right to left in white. And first touch of the game, or not, I guess not first touch, but first action of the game. A lot of this game is going to be just a defensive analysis. Yeah, defending corners. Here's an example of what my duty was for the game. Basically to defend that winger, get as close as I can to him, make sure that he doesn't get anywhere. So great defensive there. And then again, coming out, showing him to the outside, making him go backwards. And then if he was able to get that first opportunity of the game, ball comes over from the center back, and I'm gonna pause now. Okay, right as I'm about to hit it. Okay, so this is a situation where I don't have anyone within probably 20 or 30 meters of me. Now, I decided to take this first time because I thought it dropped perfectly for me. Decent form, totally shanked the shot. This is a situation where, can I take it down? Maybe. I'm a 1v2, potentially 1v3 if that other center back gets over there in time. So for me, decent decision. Again, we're playing a very defensive shape for this game. So again, my role, I'm usually a left back, as most of you know, playing left wing. My role was essentially to shut down the wingers, and that's what we did the whole game. So for me, any opportunity that I get going forward is great. You guys will see another shot later in the game. I think my mindset was fantastic for this moment. It was like, I'm going to go for the spectacular. I'm just going to try to hit it because I know there's no one within, distance of me to be able to pass or cross that ball. But again, it's just an execution thing at the end of the day of, hey, let's just make sure you get it on target, at least challenge the goalkeeper, because I think that could have been a really good opportunity for us, all right? So we'll play. Again, just kind of bends out and away from the goal. Next play here, you can see me sprinting back, helping out with the defense, just making sure that he has to go backwards, and then pressing up to get to that number 5 and just making sure that he's not making any move to the outside. So again, this is all in the name of making sure that the defensive side of things goes really well, that they don't get opportunities. And then little ball there, I'm just going to take the ball back and keep possession, give it to our center back, and we move on from there. So again, pretty good so far. No complaints at all. Ball comes over to me. I'm going to turn, little cut, and then put my foot on it and play it over to our center forwards, who do a good job, or our midfielder, our number 10 and our center forward. Unfortunately, can't get there, just a weird hop. Here's another defensive action, so I'm gonna pause right here. Okay, so as you can see, we're both the left back and I are pointing in the right direction, making sure that we are kind of communicating on the same basis. We've got a number 10 or a number 8 right behind us as well. So anytime that their wingers were getting the ball, it was basically a double team. So that allowed us to put really immediate pressure on the outsides of the field, keep it on the outside so that they weren't able to come into the middle of the field or get a cross off to any of their center forwards or 10s running in. And the game plan worked, frankly. It was something that I wasn't really prepared for, but at the end of the day, I did feel like that was a position that I'm now able to play very, how would you say, very effectively in that way. So my responsibilities were very clear, and I think for me, that's all I can ask for as a player, right? Like conceptually, because I play left back most of the time, I understand where my winger needs to be. So when I get put in that position and the coach trusts me to be in that position, then it's like, okay, I know kind of where I'm supposed to be, plus the communication of the left back behind me. So at that point, it's just a matter of executing the defensive duties. The reason I'm showing you so much defensive stuff as opposed to touches is because I want to give you guys an idea of what a role, especially in a more defensive style game, actually looks like. I actually, like up until this point, we're 10 minutes into the game and I've touched the ball like twice or 3 times. And throughout the entire game, the amount of touches that I got is actually quite small. And the reason for that is just because we were playing mostly defensive. We had some really good spells of possession during this game, But the majority of the majority of the game per the game plan was basically to force them out wide, suffocate, and then get the ball forward and counter. And we ended up getting a draw. I was bummed not to to score, obviously, in a couple different scenarios. You guys will see another shot later on that I thought was really good. But again, at the end of the day, executed game plan, and that's all we can really ask for. A little bit of grit, especially in front of I think we played in front of like 2,200 fans, so decent sized fan base as well, and that was awesome. So that's all you can ask for. So that's why the majority of this game analysis, even though it's actually there's not very many clips, is a lot of just block defending, and I'm showing you guys how to defend as a winger when you're doubling the opposing winger. So that's really important to understand if you are going to play in those positions higher up. All right, play. Here we go. So we double again, just get behind the ball, and then they have to circulate out. Same idea here, just making sure I check that guy's run, and then we do a good job of suffocating. He's got to go out the other way, so no issues there. Another outside, and then we're able to get in, so no problem there. And then now I'm going to drive. Really nice getting in front of the guy, good effectiveness. Okay, there's no one there, cool. I'm going to turn the corner, and a little chip with the outside of my foot back to the left back, and we're able to keep possession, no problem. So good stuff there. Ball comes over from the keeper, just don't get my head on. Unfortunately, great ball by the keeper. So I'm going to pause right there as the ball's in the air. Two really quick things on that. First of all, you noticed in the play before, driving forward, get as far forward as I can, make the other team try and get behind the ball, and then turn the corner, and we're able to get possession. That's something that when you're playing a really defensive style, it's very, very important to understand moments when you can move forward and when you have to turn the corner and hold it back in possession. And that was a moment where, similar to the shot earlier on, right, I'm almost inside the 18. I've got an opening. I'm going to take the shot. We're playing more of a counter-attacking style. Fair play. That one, I was not. It was like a 1v3, and we were in the, between the 30 and 40 meter line away from goal. So there was no way I was going to rip a shot from all the way over there. So it's all about the little tiny decisions that are really important, and just understanding the role of, hey, counter, counter, counter. Okay, not going to be there. Let's turn the corner. Keep possession. So that's, again, something that I think our team in this game did really well, picking moments when to counter and when to hold back, which was really good. All right, so we'll play. So ball comes over to me, another opportunity, just looking for that 1-2. Unfortunately, our center forward wasn't able to get there, but yeah, such is life, I guess. Here is just a recovery run, so just putting pressure on the guy so he has to turn and play backwards. That's perfect from a recovery. Little touch here, try to play the 1-2, but the outside back reads it, and then it's just, I put my hand up, say, hey, I'm sorry, that was my bad. So here's another recovery. You can see me matching pace with this guy. He's got to get around me, and just putting pressure on him, so he's got to go backwards, and we keep going from there. And we're able to get a foot on it, and here we go. So we'll keep going there, and boom, out of bounds. So great defensive work there, just staying with my man, making sure that he's not able to get in dangerous areas. All right. So here, and I'm just going to lay it off to our number 10. So I'm going to pause right here. Okay, so previous game analysis against De Leon, which you guys have seen, that was a 1-1 draw as well at home. So the number 10 who I spoke about in that game about knowing your role, that's the number 10 who I'm giving the ball to. So we could have tried to play a 2v2 there, but his momentum was carrying him backwards where he's at now to try and keep possession of the ball. And for me, my goal is to get him on the ball. Again, we talk about roles and responsibilities. My role and responsibility is to, number one, be really, really good in defense and shadowing players and making sure we double up on defense. And the second thing is, when we get opportunities moving forward, can I be a little bit creative and try to, get a moment of brilliance when we don't have a ton of players in that final third, in that forward third. So whereas our number 10 is, his whole role is to control the tempo of the game. So that's, for us, it's like, can I get him on the ball? And if I can't get him on the ball, we have a couple other guys who are really good at tempo building. So get those dudes on the ball, let them do their thing, and then I play more of that assist. Occasionally I'll score, sure, but like more assist and defensive, make sure I'm really solid, runs up and down the line and my engine, and that's what I'm really uniquely good at, whereas his thing is all tempo. So that's the idea behind, I know it was a tiny pass, there's nothing really in it, but I wanted to cover that again because I think it's really important when you are thinking about your role within a team. Number one is obviously understanding what the coach wants from you, but the other thing is, hey, personally, what is my unique ability as a footballer? Those are the little things that are going to take me to that next level when I am able to display those things that I'm really, really good at. All right, so we'll play. So again, here we go. Tries to dribble out, unfortunately doesn't keep possession, but that's all right. All right, ball comes over to me, and I'm just going to be looking here. Little tap with our left back, and does a good job just keeping possession there. Clearance out, that probably could have been a pass, but at that point we were 30 minutes in, just trying to get pressure away from us. Unlucky ball in, and this is one of their opportunities. I wanted to highlight this because this was a fantastic save by our goalkeeper. Really, really fantastic one-on-one save. So, little foul there, maybe a dive, I don't know, but yeah. Ball comes over to me, and this is just a situation. I'm gonna put my foot on it, come backwards, good overlap by the left back, and again, there's that number 10, so getting him on the ball as well. Little recovery run here, just making sure I get in his way. All right, now we're in the second half, so you see me top of the screen, and this is just making him go backwards. That's perfect shadowing, that's no problem. And then recovering again, and we're able to get somebody across, show him outside. So that's totally, like honestly, from a game plan perspective, that's totally fine. Get him into the corner, he's not gonna be dangerous there. All right, ball comes out to me, and then I'm gonna play inside to our 10, and then we're able to get out of it there. Runs, there we go. You can see me shadowing again, following that guy, making sure that he doesn't cut inside, and then makes him, yep, exactly. So now he has to go outside again, and then I'm covering the other guy as well. So no problem there. That ball, okay, I'm gonna pause. Okay, so this is a tough one because the ball had broken on the right side and we had one possession on the right side of the field. It had come to me, and obviously we don't have very many numbers in front of the ball for obvious reasons. Maybe do I try and dribble there and try to get out of pressure? Potentially, but at the same time, it's like, that's a risk I don't know if I'm willing to take. If I take off and I lose the ball and they play behind me, that leaves our left back basically in a 2v1, which is really not ideal. Like, we are trying to be in a 2v1 superiority situation for numbers, and I just don't think that that was worth the risk. Tried to play it into the 9 or the 10 who I saw kind of moving into that half space where the bottom of the center circle is. But unfortunately, I think at that point, we're 60 minutes into the game, almost an hour in. Guys are tired. We're at this point where, it's like put your head down time and just grind because, we're chasing the ball a lot, frankly, in this game. And that was sort of part of the game plan. But at the end of the day, it's just, yeah, I mean, I want to complete those types of passes. So that's just something to be aware of. All right, so we'll play. All right, so next one is a bit of a sequence here. So corner kick comes out, and then I'm chasing the ball. You can see the 9 wins it really well in a good area, and then the 10 takes off, and I'm on the left-hand side, plays me, and then we're moving forward, and I'm gonna play him. Does a good job of taking a touch there, and then I'm gonna take here, and there's a good shot. So, oof, that went about 6 inches above the far corner. So really, really bummed. I'm gonna pause it there. So I'll replay that in slow motion because the footage here is a little bit choppy for some reason. I don't know what's going on with the systems, but yeah, super. It was one of those opportunities where we didn't have anybody actually in the box to cross. So, and there were, at that point, again, we're 60 minutes in. As I said before, guys are getting tired. And so one of the biggest things for me is taking opportunities when I can. And in this game, I moved back into left back when we subbed in a different winger, a winger who actually plays winger. And so for me, it was about taking that opportunity. If there was a chance that I could rip a shot, great. And I fancy myself on my left foot, so hit a shot, went over the bar just by a little bit, but good opportunity, make the keeper kind of on his toes a little bit, which is good. So yeah, again, good idea. Was the execution not there? Not quite. Could have been on frame, yeah, probably. But again, that's it's one of those things. We try to break, we try to end the play, which is either ideally a corner kick or a PK, and a goal kick is the next best thing, because then we can reset and get back in our shape, right? All right, so we'll play. Here we go. So corner defending as well. Comes out, and good recovery here. So get cut up a little bit, and then good recovery, back behind the ball, no issues. All right, ball comes out to me. So now I'm playing left back. We're 64 minutes into the game. Playing left back now, and back in my usual spot. Little defensive header there, so no issues. Little free kick straight into the winger who had come on for our left back, and then obviously I had moved on to left back. Great little heel, and then I get in there. Really good ball. That's a fantastic ball right on the PK spot. Just, again, not very many numbers in the box. And actually, when I moved back to left back, just because of the way we brought in a lot more attacking players, we were able to keep the ball a lot better in this half. So that was awesome. Another shadow, again, trying to keep him, and then we get numbers on the ball, so no issues there. Yeah, really good stuff here. And then this is just a recovery, making sure that he doesn't get there. If he crosses the ball, we've got two center backs, and then make him play backwards, so no issues there. I got a slide. That's like a situation where he tried to shoot the ball, so I'm going to pause. Okay, so he tried to kind of like shoot cross the ball, and we had plenty of cover in that middle area. It's a 2v2 on the backside with their center forward and their other weak side winger plus one of our center backs. But it's one of those situations where, can I slide in and try and block the ball? Yes. But one of the things that I've been thinking about recently that I don't know if I was listening to a podcast or something, but it's like when you're inside the 18 or towards anywhere inside your defensive 18-yard line, stay on your feet as best you can, because if you slide and the player cuts in front of you, then you're completely out of the play, as opposed to staying on your feet and sort of risking that like near post cross shot where our keeper does a great job of coming out and grabbing those and we had cover. Or if a player gets onto it, it's a much better scenario in my opinion, and I think in a lot of opinions as well, in the professional game, where I stay on my feet. It's much better that we have guys in that area to block those shots or crosses, versus I go down completely, either concede a penalty or he cuts behind me and then is able to get like a wide open shot on goal. So that's just something that I'm thinking about as well when I'm staying on my feet. I would like to slide there. I think, watching it back, I'm like, I should slide. But at the end of the day, should I maybe, or should I just stay on my feet, trust that the keeper can get that in those areas? It's kind of a mixed bag for me. So let me know down in the comments what you think. All right, so we'll play last two little plays of the game. Ball comes over from the center mid. I'm just gonna, ball bounces. I'm gonna little rainbow touch the guy, or a sombrero flick the guy, and hit it up as best I can out of play. And they end up actually winning possession of that. So, and then the last play of the game is just a little defensive header. So good stuff there. And that's it, guys, for this play. I know it was really, 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 really short, and I only had like 10 or 12 touches in the game maybe. The majority of it was defensive cover, but I did want to show you what that looked like from a roles and responsibilities perspective. Again, do I come out of that game thinking I could have scored twice? Sure. Do I come out of that game being frustrated that I didn't touch the ball? Not really. And the reason for that is because I understand what my role is in that system, right? If I'm playing left back and we're playing with a lot of our attacking players on and I'm able to get up and down the line, okay, maybe I'd get frustrated that I wasn't touching the ball as much. But at the end of the day, you have to sacrifice. At some point, you're gonna, and I am especially used to this because I get up and down. One of my unique abilities is my engine. I can get up and down the line a lot and cover my guy. And so I'll often make runs. I make runs all the time that I don't get rewarded for. So I'm used to that kind of mindset. And so for somebody like me, am I frustrated I didn't touch the ball? Not really, because that was part of the role. And that was part of the thing that, the coach was very clear, like, hey, this is your responsibility during this game for this portion of the game. We bring on attacking players, then we can start to attack and you'll get the ball more. And you saw that happen a little bit as well. I was able to get on the ball a little bit more in the second half, was able to make runs up and down the line and also be that defensive, that solid defensive unit in the back as well. So for me, again, it's a good result to go to a place like Chattanooga, which is notoriously hard to play in, the best team in the league right now, and and they have by far the biggest crowds. So, you know, lots of constant drums and big fans and lots of emotions, and, you know, there's a lot going on during the game, and to come out with a 0-0 draw, I think is a good result for us, and we just keep moving forward and we keep pushing towards that playoff spot and eventually, you know, moving on to the postseason. So really good stuff. Very, very excited for what's next to come as well. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you got value from it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.